Hello everyone. My name is Thao, and I am a student of Assigment University. Welcome to my presentation, Speaking Assignment 4, and the topic today is nuclear power. My presentation have four sections. Number one is the type of nuclear power. I will give you the description and the short about nuclear power. Next, I will give you some examples of how the energy is used. We will discuss about the place and the purpose of nuclear energy power. And next, we are going to find out advantages and disadvantages of this nuclear power. So this is the main part of my presentation. And last but not least, uh, uh, we will fi- we will talk about the future of this form of energies. Now let's start this. First, nuclear power. Okay, nuclear powers is based on the nuclear reaction with the reactors either uranium and is based on the heat. The heat is used to generate the steam that drive a steam turbine connected to the generator that produce the electricity. So conclusion of this part, we will understand that from uranium reaction and they will create the heat. So will the heat will transform into the process. So it will produce electricity. Okay, as you can see on the screen, you can uh, I have a picture. I have a picture of I have a picture of the I have a picture of the framework of nuclear power. Uh, like this here. Uranium will react this in here. So when we're after the reaction, they will the heat will create and it will pump into the steam generator. The heat will boiling water and make the steam, and the steam will transmission into the turbine and turn the turbine round and through the through the generator. Uh, the force the force created from the routing turbine will create the electricity. And I will introduce to you some place that the nuclear power plants is built. There are seven biggest nuclear power plants in the world. Fukushima and Oik is from Japan. Cattenom, Paluet, and Gravelines from French. And Yongbyon, Yugin is from Korea. Uh, as there are many factories in nuclear power plants in the world. So I will in this is there are seven the biggest nuclear power plants in the world. I introduce for you. Now let's move on to the purpose. Why I introduce for you the principle of nuclear power because this is very important in this field. Um, it provides energy like electricity for big city. Just not only providing for one, but it's also uh, provide for more cities, and it's depend on the ability of the process. So the last purpose is, I think, is it the most important purpose is in profit because nuclear powers is a field that bring a huge profit for these countries. So that's explain why many countries want to develop nuclear powers. Let's turn to the next part. And this is and this I think this is the main part in my presentation. Nuclear powers is a controversial nuclear power is a controversial problems. Yes, there are many arguments about it. So now first, let's find out advantages of nuclear power. I will list for you four advantages. Number one is clean energy source. Because nuclear powers is the largest source of clean power. It generates a huge kilowatt hours of electricity each year, and for is produced and provide electricity for big areas, maybe one or maybe more city. And this is low cost because it's based on the heat. So the heat will steam the water and create the force. And after the force, the electricity was born. So it's based on the basic process. So the low cost and electricity will created by low cost. But so and uh, and third, it's a creates nuclear power plants creates jobs because nuclear industry support a million half a million jobs in the U.S. according to the reports from the U.S. So and is employ the worker in the local or the worker from overseas, and it developed the local economic development developed every day. And the last advantage is nuclear power support national securities. A strong civil nuclear sector is essential for national defense, and um, and uh, and there are some countries use nuclear power to make uh, to make the defense border, like U.S., Russia, and Japan, and other. So as a development opportunities for the national nuclear technologies. There are some advantages of the nuclear power. So, how about disadvantages? I also list for you four disadvantages. First is nuclear powers is a expensive initial cost to build because construction of nuclear power will will need 5 or 10 years to build it, and the it's costing billions dollar, because nuclear power is based on the basis project progress, but in order to ensure the process is uh, ensure the process practice easily, we need to some security this process by the threshold material, and the material must can adapt to the highest temperature from the chemical reaction. So this is why this is the expansion initial cost. Not only building but also choosing the materials. And number two, this is the risk of accident. There are some accident in the past is as Charbonnet, Three Miles Island, or Fukushima, a disaster that nobody wants to experience ever again. So uh, it's maybe the hero from the human, or it's maybe the hero is maybe from the nature disaster. So we can guess in the future, and we and and the consequences from it is very bad. And the next uranium is a limit for supplies, is not a renewable energy source. It's limited. So that means we can mine in uranium in a limited time. And the last, this is the important disadvantage, because it's not it's uh, it's impact on the environment. Yes, after the trees accident I asked you before, yes, it's affect not only the environment, it's affect the people, the water, the animals, and it's and people will cost a lot of money to ensure the lives it come back normal. And the last, according to the World Nuclear Power Association, even though nuclear power is a controversial problem, but the world will need significant increased energy supply in the future, especially clean generate electric. And electric demand will increase in the future, and nuclear power is a potential to provide the demands of the world. And almost all reports on the future energy supply from major organizations such as the increasing role of the nuclear power in is, for example, make profit in the national defense and in the economic development. So this is my presentation in the topic nuclear power plants. So I think we will understand the advantages and disadvantages, and we will use it in in hands, and so we can ensure that the environment will protect and not pollution. Thank you for listening my presentation.